Hello, hi, what's up? My name is Maris and I'm about to roll the dice for Becca's Bookopolathon. To anyone who does not know what Bookopolathon is, it is a month-long readathon happening in September based on Becca and the Books' TBR game that she plays every single month, Bookopoly. And that is a game that she has based off of Monopoly. And essentially what you do is you roll two 6-sided dice, you move along the board, and you get prompts based on where you land on the board. And based on the prompt that you land on, you choose a book to read. The only real catch is that if you roll a double at any point during the game, you need to add on an extra roll. So, for instance, if I want to roll only 5 times and I roll a double, I'll be doing 6 rolls. Unless I roll another double later on and add an extra roll onto that. Pretty simple, I hope. I'm not the greatest at explaining this, so I will link the announcement and the explanation video down below. So I will actually be doing 5 rolls. That wasn't just an example, that is an actual thing that I'm doing. So let's get to the rolls. Okay, roll number 1. It is a 7. And it is a chance card. Okay. And it is... Will you focus, please? Blackwater Sister. Alright, the first prompt we landed on was chance card. And I picked out Blackwater Sister from there. I am so happy about this. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the entire year. I've had it borrowed out from the library for the last 2 months. And I still haven't read it. Like, what am I doing? But essentially, this is about this stressed out medium who is going back to Malaysia for the first time since she was a toddler, and she has to deal with the ghost of her grandmother who wants revenge on this like gang leader or mob boss or something like that who has insulted like a god or a deity or something like that. Essentially, the grandma has taken over this main character's body and well, not really the whole body, but like basically is trying to take control of the body and is basically pulling the main character into her plot of revenge and using her as a vessel for it. And it sounds amazing. I am so excited for this. I cannot believe I still have not picked it up after having it in my possession for this long. So it's finally time. I'm doing it. I am doing it. Roll number 2. And it is a double. We have got a double 4, so I'm moving 8 paces. And it is the color buzzword. Okay, prompt number 2 is color, which I don't own anything physically, and I currently don't have anything out from the library with this either. I have 3 options that I'm kind of mulling between, so those would be the Black Flamingo, All Systems Red, and the Black Tides of Heaven. All of these sound really great in their own specific ways, but mainly in the fact that they're short. And I am putting a short one on here before things get out of hand. So, I have decided that out of the 3, I really want to know why everyone loves Murderbot so much. So I'm going with All Systems Red by Martha Wells. And that's also my little introduction to sci-fi, which I don't read that much of, even though I really, really want to. Roll number 3. 7. And it's another chance card. Okay, and that is the Rebel of the Sands. Can't see that. Can you see that? Kind of. Roll number 3 landed me on another chance card, and this time around It is Rebel of the Sands. This is a book about a girl who lives basically in a dead-end town where it's not good to be a girl, orphaned, or poor, so she really wants to leave. And one day a stranger comes along and kinda takes her with him, I think. But there's danger out in the deserts where they go to, there's magic. That's basically all I know. I've owned this for ages, so it is good to finally have it like actually on my TBR. And actually have a reason to read it. So I'm actually really excited. There are people who are saying that this is super underrated and does not get enough like screen time or conversation about it. So I'm really excited to see what this is about and how I feel about it, because I do feel like I'm gonna love it. So that's book number 3. Roll number 4. It's a 6. And that is a pull pick. Roll number 4 landed me on pull pick. And I decided that I have so many books out from the library and I cannot decide which ones to read. So I let all of you decide. And I gave a choice between these 4 options. I don't even know if you can see them. But I have The Midnight Lie, Deep Light, In a Dark, Dark Wood, and The Absolute Book. Can you even see them? I hope you do. Anyways, these are my 4 options. And the winner is In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. This is a thriller about this woman who gets invited to either the wedding or like the hen party of a person she was friends with 10 years ago but has not spoken to in 10 years. And finds it weird, but also goes along with it, and things go south. That's all I know. And I don't even know if that's correct. But I'm really, really excited to read this. This also works well for September because I am participating in the Buzzword Readathon every month. And the word for September is dark. And this has 2 darks in the same title, so crushing it. Moving on to roll number 5. And it's a 5. Community Shelf. Okay, and that's a boyfriend pick. Okay, so we landed on Community Shelf, and the prompt that I pulled out was boyfriend pick. Can we just all conclude that this month is not about me choosing a TBR, it's about the luck of the draw and everyone else choosing for me? Because I'm basically have made I've made 1 choice this entire TBR so far. I have chosen 1 whole book for this whole readathon. Oh no. So my boyfriend had a choice between these 4 books that I own and really, really want to read. I genuinely do not know where to hold it so that it doesn't glare back at you, but essentially I have The Invisible Library, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, Our Dark Duet, and Raybearer. I am interested in reading all of these. That's why they were on a list for him to choose from. Gave me a little bit of control over this. He ended up giving me a response saying, which one has the least amount of romance? I didn't necessarily know the answer to this, so he said, if I don't know, go with The Invisible Library. So I'm going with The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. All I know about this really is that there's a library, there are these spies, and alternate universes, worlds? I have no idea what this is about. I know that there are spies, and there are books, and there's a library that's kind of like the base of operations. And I think that there's some sort of worlds that they can travel to, but that is not a guaranteed correct summary of what this is, so do not take my word for it. This is what I remember it being, and I hope I'm correct. If not, oh well, I'll find out during September when I read it. Okay, and what will hopefully be the final roll number 6. And it is the final one. It is a 5. Oh. And we've landed on most recent purchase. Roll number 6 was luckily the final roll. Did not have to go any further into a TBR because, oh my goodness, I could not have managed. I would have died. So, I landed on most recent purchase. And I could have gone 2 ways about this. I could have picked a book from my most recent trip to the library because I have gotten a bit too many books out of the library recently. But I went with the second option, which was to actually pick up the book that I bought most recently, and that is also mainly because I really, really want to read this book. It is She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. This sounds so freaking amazing. It is about these 2 siblings, and one of them is destined for greatness and is seen to do amazing things in his future, but his sister does not get told anything about her future because apparently there's nothing there. Lo and behold, the brother who gets told that he's destined for greatness ends up dying, and the sister, who was said to have nothing in her future, takes his identity. And that's all I know really about it. It sounds so bloody brilliant, and I am so excited to read it and find out what happens. So, yeah, that is the last book. Okay, and time to have a look at the final stack. These are all the books that I landed on and chose, and mostly had chosen for me, as well as All Systems Red. So I am super excited for this. It actually seems manageable, surprisingly. I was not expecting it to be manageable, but I got lucky. Also, I have a couple other books that I need to add on, or want to add on for this month. Maybe a couple more books with dark in the title for the Bookopolathon, but I also really want to read Little Thieves by Margaret Owens, and that is a arc that I have that's coming out sometime in October. So that is like the overall TBR. I will be reading 6 books for Becca's Bookopolathon. I will probably add like 1 more book on for the Bookopolathon and Little Thieves, but I'm not making promises that I will actually read all the books that I'm mentioning right here. Cool. Thank you all so much for watching this slightly chaotic and rambly video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else's TBRs for September and how everyone did with their roles. So, yeah. Bye!